Battle of the three super phones here. On my left, Samsung Galaxy S2. On my right, iPhone 4S. And in the center, the heavyweight, the new Samsung Galaxy Note. Well, what can you say about these three phones? First of all, size, quite a bit different between the three of them. iPhone 4S has 3.5-inch screen. Samsung Galaxy S2 has, I think, a 4.3-inch screen. And the Galaxy Note, this monster 5.3-inch screen on it. All these phones are actually pretty nice to hold. They fit your hand differently. iPhone 4S, nice and thin, nice and solid. Feels good in your hand, especially if you have smaller hands like me. I can reach everything on the screen, which is pretty cool. Samsung Galaxy S2, a little bit harder for me to reach the corners, but definitely doable. If I sort of move my hand position around a bit, I can get to each part of the phone. Again, also thin, not as heavy as the iPhone 4S, but still pretty nice. Galaxy Note, huge, humongous. Definitely not a one-handed phone. I can't reach this thing by any means with one hand. I definitely have to hold it with two hands to do most stuff. I can navigate with one hand for general purpose things like choosing apps and things that are easy to hold. But for the most part, this is a two-handed device. So what else differentiates these phones from each other? Well, first of all, iPhone 4S has iOS 5, which is pretty nice, and that gives you things like Siri. Galaxy S2 now has the new leaks are coming out for Android 4, and so this is actually running a build of Android 4. And if we go and check that out, we can actually see that I think it's 4.03. I forget actually what I have on this guy right now, but anyway, yeah, 4.03. The Note is stuck on gingerbread, and so this is an ice cream sandwich theme gingerbread ROM, but it runs really smooth. The developers have made a really great kernel for this phone, and it's quite fast. Battery life is really good. And it's smooth, so there's no bugs. There is a leak for Android 4 for the Note, but it's definitely in alpha state right now. There's things like the camera don't work and some other stuff, and so the support for the GS2 is a lot greater. There's a lot more of them out. iOS 5 is left up to Apple in terms of the development, so you have some nice features on the iPhone, you have some nice features with Android 4 on the Galaxy S2, and you have some sort of ordinary, regular, run-of-the-mill stuff for the Note with gingerbread. That being said, the Note does have that fancy S Pen, so if you're a fan of a stylus, you can launch things like the Galaxy Notepad and S Memo, and you can start writing and start making things. I don't know what that is. That must be something that's built into the ROM. Anyway, you can draw and say hello. Anyway, the pen response is really good. It's pressure sensitive, and you can see my lines get darker and lighter depending on how I shade it. And it's actually pretty nice. It's a neat feature to have. Definitely good for taking notes, definitely good for drawing on maps, drawing on images, drawing on things that you can then email or send to people. So that's a pretty cool feature to have. One of the other things that I like to compare to with these guys is camera. Camera on the Galaxy, or excuse me, the iPhone 4S is really good, 8 megapixels. Same with these two guys as well. 8 megapixel cameras on these guys. Really, really nice cameras for both of them. Actually, I would say that I honestly can't tell the difference between the two. If I look at some of the pictures I've taken, with this camera and look at the color on the screen, I'm continuously impressed. It's definitely something that you could have in your bag that you could actually use as a camera. It's not like you have to take a digital SLR everywhere you go, and expect that you're going to get better results out of that. The biggest thing about having these phones is portability, and so if you can take pictures with a phone that's portable and you like how they look, then there's definitely no reason to not carry it around with you. Look at this, the detail in this 100 that I took the other day is just phenomenal. I mean, the quality on all three of these guys is just pretty superb. And so speaking of camera quality, so then where does that take us in screen quality? Well, Screen on the iPhone 4S, Retina display, really, really nice, 3.5 inches, so it's a bit smaller. Galaxy Nexus, I forget how many pixels per inch. It's not a Retina display, it's not considered high resolution. It is a nice display, but it's definitely less, more pixelated than the iPhone 4S. The Galaxy Note has a full resolution tablet display squeezed into this, so it's the same amount of pixels as the Galaxy Tab 10.1, and the commenters can tell me exactly how many pixels that is. But when you look at the two side by side, they're actually pretty similar. I'm going to launch the Google Books app on both of these and just fire up the same page here and show you guys what they look like. Or excuse me, not what they look like, but what the text looks like. This is the same chapter of the same book. You can see that you get a lot more screen real estate here on the Note, so you get a lot more reading area. But sharpness-wise, the actual font, you can see, if I can zoom in as much as I can here, see if I can sharpen that up. You can see, hopefully if you zoom in and you're at full 1080p, you can see how the screen resolution is pretty similar between the two of them. iPhone, definitely, you know, the overall, in my opinion, the overall screen experience, so how things look, how things respond, color accuracy, is pretty nice. I would actually say I like the iPhone better than the Galaxy S2, and I would probably say I like the Note better than all of them in terms of screen. You know, the robustness of the Gorilla Glass, the size of it. So, I mean, that's just personal preference more than anything. But, you know, if you want to carry a smaller device, iPhone 4S is great. If you want to carry a larger device, the Galaxy Note is pretty nice. One of the other things that people might not be aware of is the Galaxy Note takes advantage of the GLONASS system, which is a Russian-based GPS satellite system. And so it has many more satellites that are available to use and view. So typically when you're outside, it will acquire a lock faster than some of the other cell phones that don't use GLONASS. The Galaxy S2 does not use GLONASS, and so if you compare these two phones outside, you notice that the Galaxy Note tends to acquire a lock faster than the GS2. We're indoors now, and so it's a little bit different with its what it's reporting right now.